We love
Desto Dubb and Adam22 and the whole gang. Okay, let me get into that quick fast. Let's get into that quick fast. I was just literally watching Adam22 waving the white flag. Let me start with that. Let's start from the end and then wrap it around back to the beginning. So I'll pull up what I was literally just watching before I went live. Let's go back.
Here's one thing you need to do before buying anything online.
Un
Don't
momento.
spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this first.
Let's go back. Because they went right off the top.
Because you've been doing a lot of, that's going to take a whole lot of favors.
Oh, okay.
But I can get it done.
That's interesting you say that, because I am mostly concerned with discussing this. I think I had a little bit of a realization last night that I had misplayed my hand and that I had made some mistakes. So I want to own up to that and speak about what the last 9 months of my life has been like. So welcome to the Adam and Wax Show. Can we please bring up my timeline up here that I drew this up?
It's played your hand.
I'll tell you all about it. I'm a poker player, so we got to talk about that. So this right here is my timeline of the last 9 months or so. So we're going to go from the left. March. March says the breakup. This is not extremely.
2023.
Yes. This is not.
So he's going to break down right here. And big salute to Adam22. Big salute to the whole No Jumper team. He's going to break down the whole timeline of beef that's been going on between himself and the Figgmunity world, which is AD, Trell, Duno, Smack, the whole gang over there, right? Pun. Those guys over there have been having a back and forth to the point now that it's become close to physical. All right. Adam is giving a whole breakdown of the timeline of how this beef has started, because now he wants to say no mas. No more beef.
Extremely specific, because obviously, like, I don't even remember what part of March this happened in, but March is when things essentially started to
Were you
crumble.
and AD?
AD, T-Rail, all that shit. Right. And
Who did
so,
start with first? Who did you, was it just one thing? Or did it,
And I'm going to pull up something in the background at the same time.
Then maybe he left. Like, was
you don't remember this?
All I remember is you was talking behind AD back, and the dude went on live and said that you're going to fire AD, and AD was wondering how he knew, and then something about he called you.
Okay, that's a narrative. But yeah, that whole thing, the whole thing, Adam talking behind AD's back, quote unquote, etc.
Okay, so let's stop there for a second. Let's go forward just a bit, because the reason that he's giving this whole timeline is because of what ended up happening at the end. All right, let's find it via Academics. Probably posted this. Here's a better one. So there's Pun walking around. AD's there walking also. And there's Desto Dubb. Okay. See Desto Dubb backing up. He's like, I don't want no smoke with y'all. He's there with the purple jacket. He backs up. And he goes to where there's like basically some security and stuff. See? He stops right there, right here. Hold on, let me go back. Right here. And now he's like in front of the venue. He's like more protected. He's away from the scary gangbangers. Okay? And big salute to Desto Dubb. I don't know this gentleman, so I don't know his history, nothing like that. Road to success. Thank you for the donation. Says keep it up. I will. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. And basically the thing was the Desto Dubb, he's dolo. Him and one other person, basically. Weird ass, no jumper ass nigga, you custer.
Maybe get on the floor.
So it was a lot of walking around. Nobody got hands laid on them. Okay.
Stand on business.
Standing on business.
Stand on business.
And from what Pun was saying in his reaction to this whole thing was that he wasn't trying to do nothing to cuz. I wasn't trying to do nothing to cuz. Okay. And then we're going to circle back to Adam and his commentary.
That don't mean the rest of them niggas want the funk. But now we're going to give it to all of them. I'm sure you could have got cracked and marked.
Like, nigga, it was multiple opportunities to like put hands on cuz if that was niggas' intentions. Niggas just really wanted to holler at him. When he started doing all that backpedaling and running and shit, he panicked and got scared.
Yeah, he made a scene.
Saying? So you made a scene. You turned that shit into some other bullshit.
Started running to the backpedaling to the police and to the security or whatever the fuck them niggas was. But like, you ain't got to do all that. Like, we wasn't in there. That's why I'm like, hey, nigga, hold on. When you see I'm walking, I'm not chasing that nigga.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm walking up. Like, I'm like, hey, cuz, hold on.
I'm finna chase your grown ass.
Why aren't you backing up? You keep doing all that backing up and then like looking for security. Like, it ain't got to be all that, champ. You feel me? That's what I'm like, nigga. I'm in the back. I'm like, man, fuck them hoe jumper niggas, man.
We love hip hop.
Niggas called him hoe jumper.
If it was tension, nigga, we'd be right there all up on that nigga.
Yeah, niggas had ample opportunity if we wanted to get cracking.
The crazy,
like, he was right there, nigga. He was in arm's reach.
Yeah, like nigga.
But nigga, like, I saw the fear in him, so I'm like, it ain't even no point to even get aggressive. Nigga just want to talk to you.
Now, that's one thing I will say.
Okay, so let's stop right there. I don't know who this gentleman is in the back who's speaking, but he's like, when we saw the fear in him, we were like, yo, we just wanted to talk. That's translation. We got to translate the gangster meaning of that, okay? If Desto Dubb had the same energy as these two gentlemen that evening at the Sexy Red concert, they would have been a swap out, okay? They probably would have got the better of him because they had him outnumbered, and they would have dusted that nigga out on the corner, okay? He backed up. He didn't want no smoke, right? And it made him look kind of scary, right? But at the same time, what's he gonna do, right? He kind of inherited Adam22's beef, right? Nalova Entertainment, what up?
That nigga was scared.
He was scared,
He was
cuz.
scared.
Like, and niggas didn't have that.
I was like, God damn.
Niggas didn't have no intentions on punching, cuz.
But yeah.
That other little gap tooth nigga, you're gonna get the shit beat out of you, nigga. You got to prove.
They're talking about the brick baby.
Prove to me I'm a hoe, bitch ass nigga. Think we didn't see that shit? You sitting on the couch stuttering. Hey, God answer prayers, nigga.
We love
Just
hip
know
hop.
that. God answer prayers.
Yeah, because Brick Baby was on the couch like, I pray on Hood, on 6-0. I pray that y'all niggas have that same energy when you see me on 6-0, on Crip, on 6-0, on Dead Homies. I pray. Okay? Just to paraphrase what he said, but it's pretty much what he said.
Yeah. Oh, ass nigga.
The crazy thing about the whole situation was, I know this nigga Dub for a long ass time. So when I seen Cuz, even when he was at No Jumper, I'm not even looking at Cuz on that type of timing. You feel me?
We love hip hop.
Immediately, nigga, as soon as he see me, he like, AD, what's up? Nigga, I shake his hand. I get a nigga a hug. You feel me? I keep pushing. I'm walking with my girl. You know what I'm saying? I go take a picture with the fans and shit like that. I'm chilling. Nigga, they like, hey, nigga, commotion over here. Nigga, woo, woo.
Okay, so this has been like, I guess, the climax point at this point to this whole Figgmunity world, No Jumper back and forth. Okay? And it's spilled over to where Adam has seen it go on to his employees. It's beyond them looking for Adam22. You know, Adam22 had a rant the other day, Rant 22, where he went off on Trell about him being bankrupt. He said he doesn't have the talent in his half paralyzed body. He was sending big haymakers, big shots. You know, he talked on Trell's wifey, talking about her past and, alleged street work. Okay. He was going in. He was on one. He was on 5, on 100. But now he's kind of backtracking. Okay.
trying to de-escalate the situation for that time period by not really responding, right? Then I've marked up here, it says SBA/BLK. You're probably wondering what that stands for. This stands for Snoopy Badass / Bootleg Kev. Now, why I'm marking that is because around this time period in like mid-July, I did a Snoopy Badass interview where he spoke on AD. It wasn't the most disrespectful thing ever, but
He
it
said
definitely...
because AD was the reason why he couldn't come up here. Because of me.
He called him a Black 100 agent.
I remember that.
And
Okay, so this is when the beef, he's giving the timeline of when the beef started to re-escalate and he started to go over his mark. It's basically like in the art of war, crush your enemies, but then don't go over the mark. I'm paraphrasing. I'm probably messing it up. Probably messing up the book.
Other things. And so that kind of increased the tension a little bit. Then you have the Bootleg Kev interview. I'm not even sure which happened first, but the Bootleg Kev interview.
With you?
He interviewed me, yes. And I go on there and he ends up asking me a bunch of questions about those guys. And through this whole time period between the breakup and this Bootleg Kev interview, I don't think that I did an interview during that whole time period. I basically decided I'm going to take my thoughts and
okay, so we know the
basically
timeline.
that's where things kind of changed. I'm pointing at like late July, August, that sort of shit, where I basically decided if these guys are going to keep talking about me and making me a central focus in their content, then I was going to go on the offense and I was going to start making videos on my iPhone while I was in the gym in my garage talking shit and basically just throwing mud back at them. Basically saying, if you guys are going to diss me, yes, I get it. You guys are super street. I'm not. But I'm not going to just roll over and take this.
Okay, so he's breaking it down like, if you guys want smoke with me, I'm good. I got security. I got money. I can handle all of the smoke. All right? It's basically what Adam is saying in a nutshell.
Get T-Rail basically going on this long-ass rant about me to AK, and then you have me responding while I'm at Disneyland yelling into my phone. This increases tensions significantly. And we enter into a new phase that we've been kind of doing since then, in which they've been talking about me, I've been talking back.
We love hip hop.
Some fairly epic
Thank you for the
rants on
censoring,
both
Adam.
sides, to be totally fair. And then I think that this all kind of culminates with the Desto Dubb Sexy Red concert footage
Told you I'll bring you all around full circle.
that came out the other day. Now,
Awful lot of running.
if I could go back in time, I think that the moment that I kind of misplayed my hand, in which I could have been a more mature person, broadcaster, former friend to them, etc., is that once I got them to stop talking about me, I should have said, okay, you got what you wanted, just chill. You have no reason to keep provoking them and keep talking. That's not what I did. I kept just throwing. I can't even remember all the different instances in which I spoke about them in negative ways, kind of rubbing it in, etc. And I was going at it from the perspective of, okay, I feel like I can protect myself. I feel like I'm not terribly worried about what they're going to do to me because I'm moving around in a certain way where I'm not really worried about that.
We love hip hop.
Then we come to this Desto Dubb situation. And to be honest, this was just like a really eye-opening thing for me.
So let's stop right there. Big salute to Big 22, okay? I know all y'all don't always feel the same way about him, you know what I'm saying? But listen, I commend this guy for building such a huge platform and employing so many different people out there, all right? But one thing I will say about this, he had to do this, okay? He had to do some kind of apology and some kind of breakdown of what's been going on over the last few months, and I'll tell you why. This has gotten so bad that it's spilled over beyond himself, and he did just mention that right here, okay? It's one thing if him, maybe even Brick Baby, who Brick Baby seems to be very about that life. He's oh yeah, we got beef. I pray they have the same energy with me. So Brick Baby don't mind, okay? He's gang. It's a well-known fact. He's not hiding the shit, okay? But I would hate to hear like a poetic Flacco get into an incident because he's part of the No Jumper team and it's No Jumper versus Figgmunity world. so anybody in No Jumper can get it. Like, I would hate to be it to be that far at this point, okay? Because there's a lot of people that when Adam comes into the studio, especially when they're doing their No Jumper news, when Adam pops into the studio, they're not here to contribute to whatever is being talked about. They kind of just stand down and watch Adam do his thing. He's the one who's writing the checks around there. If I was them, I wouldn't be jumping in saying, yeah, Adam, and another thing, ad-libbing anything that he's saying, okay? He's coming in to address the beefs that he has. And I think that he thought that he can keep it that way. That as long as he was the central figure of the beef, as long as he's the one doing the talking, that it's not going to spill over onto anybody else on the team, i.e. a Desto Dubb. Okay? Now, there has been a few things that those guys feel that Desto Dubb has crossed the line with, but not crossed the line in such a way where they need to go beat him up. All right? They've said, yeah, we heard you, cuz. We heard you on the podcast. Because Desto Dubb, for the people who don't know, he's one of the main hosts of the No Jumper podcast, all right? The show that they drop every Tuesday night. They used to do it live, but now they pre-record it, and it's Adam22, Desto Dubb, and Brick Baby, sometimes Sharp, okay? But I guess these are the main hosts, the main characters in the No Jumper universe that he usually has on the main podcast. But Desto Dubb doesn't really say much. He'll just sit there, chime in every once in a while. Sometimes there's times that he fell asleep, right? Let's see. Desto Dubb sleep. All right, because there was a time that he fell asleep on one of the is there more? Let me see if I could find Desto Dubb falling asleep. Asleep. Desto Dubb got slipping. Wow. That's all I'm finding here. But there was a time where he actually fell asleep on an episode of the No Jumper podcast. So it's not like he's in there chiming in, is what my point is, on a lot of these topics. And even when he is chiming in, it's not like he's giving extensive commentary like, yeah, Adam, this is what I think you should do about AD and those guys. Oh, fuck AD and Pun and Trell and them. Like, nah. From what I watch of the No Jumper podcast itself,
what did she say?
It's never really that crazy of commentary for him to get some of that smoke. So Adam22 is bringing a lot of this smoke on other members of his staff, basically off of the things that have been coming out of his mouth.
A whole host of things, but like she was just going in on me, and Smack was in on it, T-Rail was in it, AD mostly kept it chill, but I'm not really sitting here trying to do the apology conversation.
Let me tell you what got my attention.
Even in recent memory, I had people on this side threatening my kid and shit. So this is not like a wholehearted apology. This is me acknowledging that I'm attempting to de-escalate the situation. There's still stuff that I'm very I don't feel great about in terms of why I would not want to be friends or cool with certain people involved in this and everything. But I am just, acknowledging that you can completely hold it against me. You can plot on me, do whatever the you want to do with me, but leave the Desto Dubbs out of it. That's my perspective.
Pun says, I head up with you and him.
So this is what these guys want to resolve this issue. And let me ask you guys, from what we know about this, and a lot of you guys have been following the No Jumper content. I know that No Jumper content reacts on the channel. People be watching. A lot of our audience cross over. So people are interested in this whole No Jumper universe. So you guys know a lot of this story that's going on. Let me ask you guys in the comments here. Has the beef gone too far? Okay. Meaning like there's no return. There's a point of no return. Right? Kids have been brought up like Adam just mentioned. Right? We went over the whole Trell saying, well, listen, Parker, well, I'm going to kick you in your ass when you grow up, or whatever he said. But either way, he's talking about Adam's kid. And Adam also, prior to that, was talking about his wife and calling her a prosty and all types of stuff. So, like, the gloves are off at this point. All right? So, a lot of those things are things that in a lot of people's real world, and this is content, this is being said in a public format. In a real world, you can't go back from. Like, family members have these types of issues and they're like, I'm never talking to you ever again. If I see you, it's on site, right? Far less more than work colleagues or people who just met each other through making content.
60 seconds and they leave him alone.
With pun.
Hold on. So this is what they want to be able to get this issue resolved. This is a message from Pun over there at the community.
The ultimate disrespect has to be met with apology. You have to apologize to Heather. First things first. I'm just being real, bro. All trolling out the way. You have
and
to
Whack 100
apologize
is
to Heather. If you want it to start, if you want
he's the hood whisperer, okay? He's the one who's speaking for that side of the fence, okay?
those guys to see this and say, you know what? Maybe he gets it. Cool.
I don't think I can apologize to Heather honestly, because
then it's not gonna go nowhere.
You look, yeah, that's okay. But you look at the first half of this.
Listen,
this is my opinion on it. Is throughout the first half of this, Heather was one of the key people who was really on me after me having never done anything to her, and it really bothered me.
Big salute to the road to
that she
success.
went
Thanks
so
for the
out of her way to
donation.
Slam me for no reason, and then when she said a whole host of things, but like she was just going in on me, and Smack was in on it, T-Rail was in it, AD mostly kept it chill, but I'm not really sitting here trying to do the apology conversation.
Let me tell you what got my
even
attention.
in recent memory, I had people on this side threatening my kid. So this is not like a wholehearted apology. This is me acknowledging that I'm attempting to de-escalate the situation. There's still stuff that I'm very I don't feel great about in terms of why I would not want to be friends or cool with certain people involved in this and everything. But I am just, acknowledging that you can completely hold it against me. You can plot on me, do whatever the you want to do with me. But
So Wack's going to get to the request that Pun has in order to resolve this and for them to move forward.
But leave the Desto Dubbs out of it. That's my perspective.
Pun says, I head up with you and him, 60 seconds, and they leave him alone.
Translation. They squabble, 60 seconds, nobody in between them, fight fist to fist, no weapons, and then we're done.
With Pun.
And that was because Pun usually don't get that mad. You did something.
You saw everything I did.
Listen,
And y'all seen Pun, right? Pun is this dude right here in the corner. He's about 6'5", I don't know, probably like 300 pounds compared to Adam, who's also very tall, but not as big, okay? And doesn't have a bunch of squabbles in jail and a bunch of stuff. So here we are. Let me make sure.
Pretty much.
I cuss Pun out.
Becoming extremely clear
Did
to
you
me.
have a
Let's get a thumbnail over here, a big deuce. So here we are. Adam doesn't want no more smoke. He's saying he's not apologizing necessarily because some of those things that he felt were said were crossed the line. However, he doesn't want it to get escalated any further where other members of his team, it could be Sharp that's walking around doing his thing. He might be popping up on a red carpet. They already had their little issue where Sharp and T-Rail and those guys met up in I think Sharp was at a red carpet somewhere. It was the BET Awards, yes, if I'm not mistaken. And those guys popped up and they were like, Figgmunity world, no jumper K. I don't know if they said that, but right. Sharp, T-Rail, red carpet. Let's see if we could find that. All right, here we go. We're breaking it down. We're breaking it down.
Come on, man. Jumper right here.
Right, there's Heather, there's T-Rell. Okay, and this is before anything even got close to where we are now. Okay, that was Smack that gave him a little heads up, like a little hail up, quick fast. So I don't know, Smack didn't get the memo or the protocol. Like, yo, if you see them niggas, just start talking shit. Right? This is way before where we are now. Okay, but now I don't think if they seen Sharp on road that it would be the same energy. Okay, and this is what Adam is trying to de-escalate. There's the other dude there that Remo. We don't want Remo running around on road and all of a sudden boom bop boop bop boop bop. Okay, just because he's down with no jumper. So I rate Adam for trying to de-escalate it, so that the rest of his team is safe. He's not saying that he's apologizing. He's saying he can handle himself, but he's not going to be bringing any more smoke over to the No Jumper network so that any of his employees can get into the line of fire. What I'm asking you guys is, has the beef gone too far? 40% of y'all say yes, and 60% of y'all say no. Y'all want more, right? You said there could be more things that could be added on top. More disrespect, right? Before it's gone to the point of no return. So you're saying that these guys could maybe piece it up at some point. We could maybe see a No Jumper Figgmunity reunion. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I wouldn't be mad at that. I can't see it as a permanent thing. What I would like to see these guys resolve their issues and then possibly do a collab in the future. Okay? But big salute to Adam22. Big salute to the whole No Jumper team. Big salute to the whole Figgmunity world team too. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch... Listen, I'm not even going to lie. I don't watch as much No Jumper as I used to. Okay? They've changed a lot of the ways that they've been doing their format over the last few months, let's say. I definitely tap into the news on a daily basis. But I don't watch that much Community or back on Fig. But salute to those guys, you know what I'm saying? Because they're doing their thing and they've been able to survive after that No Jumper breakup. So they have to get their flowers for that, for sure. But let's see what else is going on here.
We love hip hop.